everyone. First of all, welcome to Manideepa YouTube channel. Now I am going to read the lesson Bonsai Life Part.2 from 8th class English textbook. All of you open page number 110. Be reading Bonsai Life Part.2. From the very start, Akkaya had been keen on studying, but Nannagaru didn't educate her. Because she was not adept at oral arithmetic, Nannagaru had said, "Ah, she's a girl. How will studies get into her head?" and had made her discontinue her lessons, concentrating only on Annaya's education. Because she was uneducated, she got married to a man from a village, had to look after the cattle, keep the stove clean, draw water from the well. Amma used to be very upset that Akkaya had to go through such drudgery. Realizing that Akkaya was upset thinking of the past, and in an attempt to divert her mind, I led her to the balcony, saying, "Come, let's go and sit outside." Looking at the plants in the flower pots, Akkaya mentioned that all the cucumbers, drumsticks, and gongura were from their own backyard. I asked her to send some gongura seeds the next time someone came this way. "But Amalu, what's this? Why have you planted the turai and pomegranate trees in these flower pots? See how stunted they have become. If, like flower plants, you put these trees in pots instead of letting them grow freely in the backyard, how will they grow?" she asked, surprised, feeling sorry for the trees. I burst into laughter. Akkaya was perplexed. "I did it on purpose. It's a special method. It's called bonsai in Japan. You can grow even a huge banyan tree in a flower pot. You can grow it even with its roots hanging down from the branches. You have no idea how beautiful a pomegranate tree looks when you keep cutting its branches, changing the pot now and then, trimming it into a small sized tree, and making it bear fruit. Do you know how carefully you have to tend this small tree? Bonsai is a great art," I said. But it seemed as if Akkaya didn't appreciate what I said. "I don't know. You have confined a turai tree to a flower pot when it could have grown to the height of a building." She sighed. Next page. Feeling disheartened at being unable to impress Akkaya with my bonsai, I collapsed weakly into a chair. I was most distressed, as if the entire art I had learned had come to naught. It was like throwing perfume into ash. Suddenly, a dust storm began to rise. The sand hit our faces harshly. I caught hold of Akkaya's shoulder and dragged her into the room. Then I closed the doors and windows in a hurry. Akkaya was stunned. "What's all this? Everything was normal till now. Where did that dust and wind come from suddenly? You have tar roads too," she said. "This is how it is in the big city, my dear. Before we know what is happening, the storm brings all the sand from the Rajasthan desert and hits our face." I had not completed my sentence when I could hear the rain beginning to fall. I opened the door and pulled the bonsai tree pots and flower pots inside under the canopy. Akaya opened side window and looked at the streets to observe the weather in the Indian capital. Look, Amalu, look there, she said. A new enthusiasm seemed to have crept into her voice. I looked eagerly through the window towards the through the window towards the street. I couldn't understand what she meant. I looked at her and said, "What is it? Look at the tree. Look at how many people are standing under it without getting wet," she said, as if it was something out of the ordinary. I saw nothing unusual in it, realizing that I had not understood what she was getting at. She said again, "Look how tall that turai has grown. Out in the open, see how freely it has grown. However powerful the sandstorm, it hasn't bowed a little bit. Moreover, it has provided shelter to so many people and is protecting them. Imagine how many would find respite from the under hot sun under its shade." "What's so surprising about that?" I asked. "Not that is surprising, Ammalu. Look at the bonsai you have tended so lovingly. It looks proper and sweet like a housewife, but see how delicate it is. You have to tend it very carefully. It can't even withstand a small dust storm or squall. When it is dependent on, turn the page. When it is dependent on someone, how can it provide shelter to anyone? Isn't it because of the difference in the way one brings up a boy and a girl that a woman's life is like that of a bonsai?" My heart was touched by Akkaya's words. Just as one frees a bird from a cage to let it fly, I felt the urge to free the bonsai trees from their flower pots. Original title: Bonsai Batkulu by Abburi Chayadevi. Bonsai Bratukulu by Abburi Chayadevi, translated from Telugu by Alladi Uma and M. Sridhar. About the author, Abburi Chayadevi is a well-known feminist writer born in 1933. She has written many short stories and essays. She was awarded the Central Sahitya Academy in 2005. In her works, she elucidates women's life and their feelings. Okay, this is all about Bonsai Life Part 2, written by the feminist writer Abburi Chayadevi. All of you listen carefully and read well. Thank you.